Hi, it's Deborah from Create with Compassion, your Fun Stampers Journey Coach. Today I would like to share with you the creation of this card. It doesn't use a whole lot of supplies, but the impact and the message is amazing. I love it. You're totally awesome. So let's create with compassion together. Here is a close-up look of the card I'm going to share with you today. I hope that you can see some of that sparkle and shine on the card. This card is using the Turtley Awesome stamp set as well as the matching die. So I'm using green olive acrylic paint, rock candy, silver, and sparkle silk, the sea stones, and then for the cardstock I'm using a whipped cream cardstock for the base, cut at 5.5 by 8.5, scored along the 8.5 side at 4 1/4. Then I have a Beach Breeze cardstock that is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And then I also have a strip of Beach Breeze that has been run through the Love Lines embossing folder. This is Rich Coral 5.5 by 1 1/8. And then another whipped cream piece that's 5 1/4 by 4 inches, and we have an envelope. First thing we're going to do is take the silver silk, shake that up. You'll see all the silver is down at the bottom. There's a little metal ball in there. I don't know if you can hear it shaking around and see that beautiful silver color coming through. So once that is shaken up well, we're just going to open it and using our finger just kind of flick some color onto the whipped cream. Just kind of flick it until you get the color and the amount that you like. Now we're going to do the same thing with the sparkle silk. Hope you can see that sparkle, that shine. It's so beautiful. Shake that up well and just kind of flick some on where you want it. For this card I chose the smaller turtle. Okay, so I just have a scrap piece of whipped cream cardstock. Gonna run my embossing folder over that to help decrease any static electricity and get rid of any oils that will inspire my embossing powder to stick where I don't want it to. Inking up my smaller turtle with Versamark ink. Stamp this little guy down, and then we'll cover him with some black embossing powder. So I'm just going to bring in a clear acetate sheet. I'm going to paint my turtle before I cut him out just because I like having that extra paper to kind of move him around with to get different angles. So I'm going to bring in my green olive acrylic paint and just kind of put a little dab over here. Paintbrush, get that wet and just kind of add some water to that. Mix it around just to kind of get it more runny, more liquidy, and then you just come in and put down your color and just paint, add that beautiful green color to this turtle. So that's how I painted the turtle's body. So I just have a little wet wipe, and I'm just gonna kind of wipe the areas with the embossing, and that will remove the paint from the embossing. So we're gonna take the rock candy fusion ink, and I'm just gonna dab some onto this plastic sheet. Now I don't have the fusion blender, so I'm sure this would look better if I had the fusion blender, but I just used a little bit of water and was pleased with the results. So just get some of that rock candy ink on my paintbrush and paint my turtle. Now this is just the regular cardstock, it's not watercolor paper. There's my turtle. I received my starter kit, so I now have the cleaner for the stamp sets, So I'm gonna go ahead, it cleans as well as conditions that rubber. So I'm just gonna spritz some on this cloth and get this little turtle guy cleaned. And then we're also going to stamp him. I like decorating my envelopes. I like there being a little smile as soon as you see it, not just because they're getting a card, but because the envelope looks cute. So we're gonna take the rock candy ink. The pad is like a felt pad. It's raised and firm. I like to just take my pad to the stamp in this fashion and look, make sure it's inked up really well. And then we're just gonna stamp this little guy down here in the corner, I think maybe about like that. And then in the stamp set is a hi there. I think that would be cute. So we'll ink that little thing up. And we'll just put that right there. I'm going to bring in my card base, stamp him on the card base as well. I think I'm going to just kind of put him down here at the bottom. And so I have the "You're Totally Awesome," and that's going to go in the upper right hand corner there. All right, so we're going to set that aside and let's go ahead and get our turtle cut out. All right, so I'm going to use my new Journey Platinum machine. This is actually my first time using it. I hope you can see, get an idea of how wonderful it is. So I've got my magnetic platform, and let's see, for the sandwich for the thin metal die is the platform, and then a cutting plate, and then my piece of cardstock, which I'm going to use the magnetic side, and bring in my die, put that down. We're going to just position it where we want it, and then it just needs the other cutting plate. So, and then we will run that through. And look at that beautiful little turtle. All right, let me get this out of the way. Okay, so we're going to bring back in our whipped cream panel, and I almost forgot, I'm a sponger. I love the look of the edges of a piece of paper sponge, so I just have a sponge here that I cut up, and we're just going to dab that onto the ink pad and then just swipe the edge to add a little dimension, a little color. I think it defines the edge of this paper and helps it pop against the mat that it'll be on a little bit more. So put that to the side, and now we can bring in all of our pieces and start putting it together. Okay, so I've got my adhesive on the Beach Breeze. I'm just going to line that up here at the top, centered side to side, and lay that down. And then let's put some adhesive on the back of the rich coral piece of cardstock here. Now you're going to notice this is bigger or cut longer than my panel, and I do that on purpose because sometimes my paper will be just a little, like a hair to the side of a line or something, and so if I try to cut this exactly this size, sometimes I'll be just a hair short and it bothers me, so I just cut a little bit longer and then I'll trim it with my scissors. So we're just going to put this to the side, you know, I think that's, I don't know, about 1/2 inch maybe. Trying to get that straight, and then trim that paper off and it'll be perfect. There we go. Now we're just gonna take some adhesive to the back of this and center that onto the back of this Beach Breeze layer. And then we'll bring in our card base here. Oop. Fold that. Got adhesive on that. You are just going to center that onto the front of your card base. Get out the sea stones. I thought this orangey color was kind of similar to the rich coral, so I'm just going to put that in the middle there. They are self-adhesive. And then I liked the lighter of the greens. So when you take them off, just kind of be sure you've got that adhesive with it. And we're going to attach those to his shell. And then we'll flip him over to put some of the small Journey foam squares on. He just kind of goes down here at the bottom. Whoa, stuck. Down here at the bottom, kind of at an angle. Thank you for joining me today and watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the creation of this card. If you need any Fun Stampers Journey products to create this card or any other creations, please visit my website, www.funstampersjourney.com/createwithcompassion. Please like my Facebook page or subscribe to my YouTube channel for more creative inspiration. Thank you so much. Have a great day.